Hey guys! Welcome to Couple. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. Today millions suffer from depression silently. A majority of them don't seek or get professional help unless their condition really heads south. Contrary to popular belief, depression is not something which is in the head. It is a real disease for which to heal just the willpower alone is not enough. Therapeutic management is therefore essential. Psychotherapy and antidepressant medications may also be needed depending upon the stage and degree of depression. But talking to your doctor is a first step which should be taken at the earliest. Mentioned below are some early signs of depression. If an individual is suffering from these symptoms for a prolonged period, he or she may be suffering from early signs of depression and may require help. Chronic feeling of sadness. Without there being necessarily reasons, the depressed person feels an immense sadness. It is very invasive and is often accompanied by feelings of hopelessness. For people suffering from depression, it becomes difficult to experience pleasure. Everything becomes irrelevant, as if life does not make sense anymore. Seeing friends, playing with children, listening to music, the little pleasures of everyday life are no longer enjoyed the way they should be. Feeling of worthlessness. The feeling of worthlessness is very common among depressed people. Thoughts such as "I'm not good enough" or "I do not serve anything" often make home in the minds of depressed people. They think they are responsible for their malaise and blame themselves. Thus often depressed people have a feeling that neither any person nor treatment could change the situation. For this reason, it is sometimes difficult for them to seek outside help. Feeling of chronic exhaustion. A depression person may also experience permanent feeling of lack of energy. Neither rest nor sleep will alleviate this feeling of fatigue. Sometimes the feeling is so intense that as a result, even daily chores also become difficult to accomplish, as the person no longer has strength for the same. Feeling of anxiety, difficulty in breathing, stomach ache, feeling of repression and more. Anxiety is common in cases of depression. Depression manifests both physically and psychologically. Thus, the person feels a fear without necessarily an apparent reason. This anxiety can be amplified by a feeling of loneliness and abandonment. Disturbed sleep. During a depressive episode, the quality of sleep is degraded. Less deep and shortened, it no longer plays the role of rejuvenation and repair. Early awakening, early in the morning, is common. Often, the person cannot go back to sleep. Conversely, in some other people, sleep becomes a refuge. There is then an excess of sleep, but that is not satisfactory either. Sexual problems. Sexuality is governed by both the body and the mind. But in case of depression, the biological and psychological functions are both disturbed. The general loss of pleasure can result in decreased sexual desire. An affected sex life can cause issues in relationships and induce feeling of helplessness. Hypersensitivity. Depression may sometimes take the form of hypersensitivity with repeated feeling of hopelessness and despair. A minor annoyance can trigger a person or become a Herculean problem to overcome. This hypersensitivity can be accompanied by a feeling of emptiness, as if the person no longer feels emotions the way they should. Loss of appetite. Depression is often accompanied by a change in appetite. The person has no taste and loses the pleasure of a good meal. Thus, abnormal weight loss can also be a telltale sign of depression. Intellectual slowdown. A depressed person may have difficulty thinking or speaking. A sense of confusion can settle in. In addition, depression can cause a decrease in concentration, focus and memory. Simple tasks of everyday life can then become difficult to accomplish for a person in depression. Negativity and pessimism. Depression may also manifest as pessimism with suicidal thoughts and more. In fact, depression is a major reason for suicide nowadays. The person with depression will approach everything in a negative way. Lack of pleasure and the feeling of devaluation is the reason and is often evident.